Oh. 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 I'm telling you. Every time I stretch at all, I wonder why I don't stretch more. I mean, right now, I know why I'm not stretching more. Because I'm going live for my Coffee with Ken show. Sometimes I've tried to mix stretching and my Coffee with Ken show. I don't know if that's prudent. I'll talk about it for a little bit in a bit, but I think maybe I try and make all of my content fit for all of my viewers. And not that I have that many viewers or anything like that, but I mean, for every platform or what I'm doing or where I'm at. And I've been very hesitant to niche down and find what I want to talk about. And maybe I don't need to find what I want to talk about. Maybe I can do it all. But maybe I can just put all the stuff in the right place. Hello, Clay. Hello, Christina. The Hoodie. Mid, Proton, Williams, Rusley. And the rest. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It's Monday morning. It is September 16th, I believe. It is 5:32 a.m. Happy Monday. This is a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking. Good morning, Sarah. It's a show about me sharing some feelings, sharing the ups and downs we have in life, sharing a little bit about my day, my outlook, my feelings, a little bit about life, my habits. Drinking water and eating fruit and working out and going to church and forgiving ourselves. Those are some good habits. Eating too much ice cream last night. I mean, that's really the only thing that jumps out at me as a glaring bad thing I did yesterday. And maybe if I listen to the good habits and remember to forgive myself the sins, if you will, or the transgressions or the what have you. And if looking back on yesterday, the worst thing I did was eat too much ice cream, maybe I'm doing okay. I think I am doing okay. Good morning, Josh Hogran. Thank you for hopping on. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know this is not just a show about me talking. You know it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee. I know it's hot because I just poured it. And I am so excited to take my first sip at this early hour on this Monday morning. My hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, that you have a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Don't even want to put it down. But it's too hot to hold. You know what I mean? almost need like gloves or a Huggy. Keep it warm and what have you. Good morning, Kelly R. It's the pumpkin spice. It was running a little low yesterday. I think I might have used the last of the bag up to make this pot, actually. And I was running a little low on a few of my favorite coffees. And after church yesterday morning, hopped on my scooter, rode to the local Meijer, because my church is kind of sort of near the Meijer. And I've heard there's been rumors thrown around that the Meijer by my in my town has great values on coffee. Must say, as I was leaving church, I was a little nervous that maybe the sale wouldn't be there and I'd have to pay full price. And I pondered, would I pay full price? And I thought, yes, I would. Because I'm worth it, and the coffee's worth it, and the pumpkin spice is definitely worth it. But never you fear. Never you fear. It was on sale for like, was it $5.99? It might have been $6.99 a bag, and I bought 2 bags. I bought a bag of pumpkin spice and bought a bag of cinnamon dolce. And both by Starbucks. Took a picture of those bags and posted it on Facebook. Said, 2 things I really love in life: great coffee and great deals. And I'll tell you what, that was a picture of both. Yeah, it was. Let's have a little more. Thank you so much for following the live creator user. Thank you so much for following the live creator. Oh, what do I think about heaven? Says Mowing God. Okay, I appreciate the question. I don't know if there's a place up in the clouds with Jesus and God and I don't know. Is it John the Baptist? And forgive me my ignorance on what one's definition of heaven might be. And I don't know if there's a place under the ground with fire and a guy running around with a pitchfork called hell. But what I do believe is if you, and I don't want to, if you go to church and you let the words absorb you and you have faith and you have hope and you believe in a higher power and you give it away to God, whatever that means to you, that our time on earth is heavenly. That if we remove the fear and the guilt and the shame and the wrong priorities and the just so much that so many of us do, if we give our lives up to gratitude and faith, that our time here on earth is heavenly. And that's what I think. Because the more I go to church and the more I believe and the more I have faith, the better my time is here. And maybe salvation or whatever it might be called isn't for some time after death when, we go to some angelic place. Maybe salvation is what happens here on earth during our time here. The more heavenly our lives are and life is, and the world looks, and the beauty we see, and the kindness in our hearts. That's my thought on that. The more we appreciate our pumpkin spice coffee. And I'll tell you what, if you're uh, not if you don't have faith and you're just taking on life and the challenges day to day, and you're chasing dollars or money or income or what a lot of people might term success for success's sake, life can be pretty hard here on earth. And it's only when we give up, I don't want to call it the wrongful pursuit of money, because I'm not here to determine what's right and what's wrong. But I know for me, there's been times in my life where I've made a lot of money, and I know I've been not living a good life, but I've been living what a lot of people might view as a successful life because I was making a lot of money and driving a fancy car and doing a lot of stuff. But I wasn't happy inside, and I wasn't happy with the world, and I wasn't happy with my parents, and most importantly, I wasn't happy with myself. And I think, in my mind, at least for now, that is my definition of what heaven and hell is. So, let's have a little coffee. Oh, and I've lived in nice houses and driven fancy cars and been unhappy. And I've stayed at an extended stay and ridden a scooter across the country. And I found happiness and joy and peace. And again, a line that keeps coming up that I heard in church right before I headed off to Yellowstone was walking in joy despite your circumstances. And having that as a goal is, I think, a really good goal. People were asking me yesterday on my show, what are my long-term and mid-term goals? I could probably spend a lot of time writing down all my goals and go outside and get run over by a truck. Be a waste of time, waste of ink, waste of paper. Not saying it's a bad idea to have goals. I certainly do. But they're based, I think, on things like walking in joy despite my circumstances, and based on things like faith and habits and good habits and self-improvement. I'll talk to some people and we'll discuss some goals, business goals or social media goals or content creation goals. I enjoy that. But to me, that's almost more like, and I refer to life as Monopoly a lot, just kind of planning how you're going to win Monopoly, and you're going to get Boardwalk, and you're going to get Park Place, and you're going to put hotels on both, and you're going to charge your friends $2,000 for staying on Boardwalk. So I kind of look at it like that. Yeah. Good morning, Will Bill Chill. I was thinking about you lately. I've kind of been changing up my social media strategy. And when I say changing up, it's just started. I'm always changing. I'm always tinkering. I'm always playing. And I met this gentleman named Will Bill Chill, who's a very kind man who lives down in Texas, who watches me on another social media platform. And I have been kind of bouncing around and put my content all over, kind of in a, I don't know, throw it at the wall and see what sticks sort of strategy. And I think over the last couple weeks, and again, the changes we make take time, and sometimes we can be putting in the activities and we won't see any progress. And we'll go to the gym for 3 straight months and we'll look the exact same. But then almost imperceptibly we'll see a little bit of improvement, and then we'll go, hey, a week later we'll see some more, and suddenly you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger walking around with huge muscles. But I think the same goes true for a bunch of different aspects in life. And I think learning how to do social media or learning how to create content is a pursuit of its own. Good morning, Heather. And so I was probably learning, ever since the first day I got on social media. But the changes weren't happening as quickly and the progress wasn't as obvious. And over the last few days, I realized each platform might have its own purpose. And what I post here on TikTok might not be what I post on a different social media platform. And the purpose of posting something here might not be the same as what I'm trying to do over there. And I've seen a change, and I've seen my audiences grow, and I've felt less stressed because I wasn't dealing with, I don't know, maybe an audience that didn't want that stuff. And I was putting the stuff where it needed to go. And I think the audience here on TikTok, well, I'll just tell you, the rules of the game are different on each platform. And TikTok allows videos up to an hour long. And I think it's, and I don't want to dive too deep unless you want me to, but I think the audience might clamor for different sort of content. And you'll be rewarded for different sorts of content on each platform. And when I say rewarded, I mean there's different rewards. I mean, the biggest reward is the good feeling you get when somebody sends out a message saying, hey, thanks for talking about sobriety. I'm struggling with it, and your words or your videos are an inspiration to me. Yeah. But I'm also a guy that aspires to do this full time. I think God gives us gifts and skills and abilities and challenges all in one. And I think when we find our spot, and maybe we don't have just one spot, but when we find the right spot, life's fun and exciting. And when we find where our gifts fit in this world, and honestly for me, I think it's talking. I don't know, I think I'm pretty good at talking. People like to hear me talk. I don't know. They like my voice. They say I look like Bruce Willis. So you put Bruce Willis on camera with a great voice and a lot of learning lessons, a lot of lessons he's willing to share and able to share. Might be a show worth making. And that's kind of what I'm doing. And again, it's not perfect at all, but it's fun to do. It's fun to do. RJ asked if it makes it fun when there are differences. Yeah, well, I think so. I think anytime we get better at anything, it makes it fun. And when we see improvement and when we're learning, it makes it fun. And I don't know, over the last few days, and you and I have talked about it, seeing the value in this social media platform, which is TikTok, and going, hey, I've been posting over here, I have the biggest audience over here, but nothing's happening, and I'm putting most of my effort and most of my posts and most of my content over there, and I don't know, dealing with some of the stuff that comes from posting your thoughts and being open and honest, which is like backlash or people saying mean things or and I, have it coming on some of it because I'll just tell it like I see it. And other people don't always see it that way. And instead of finding something they agree with, they'd rather argue. Seems kind of silly. Kind of silly. Yeah, let's have a little more coffee. So it's Monday morning and I'm up kind of early. What are some misconceptions people have about your content creation in general? I don't know. I'd ask you. I would ask you. I don't know. What are some misconceptions people have about my stuff? I don't know. Okay, well, I'll throw out a couple. That I'm trying to convince anybody to... Okay. That I'm trying to convince anybody or sell anybody or talk anybody into watching my show, or that I think everybody should watch my show. I don't. I don't at all. I don't at all. And so sometimes I'll get people that get mad at me because I'll say something that I think. And they won't just unsubscribe or unfollow. They'll write me a nasty thing and said, you should have stuck to talking about sobriety, or you should have stuck to inspirational talk, or you should have done this, or you should have done that. I'm going to unsubscribe, unfollow. It's like, look, person, I didn't know you were following in the first place. I appreciate all of you that are watching. I got 30 people watching. I thank you all for watching, and I'm grateful for all of you. But this is a show about a guy talking. And whether that person didn't like what I was saying or not shouldn't impact me and what I'm going to do, because I'm still just this guy talking. And if somebody likes what I'm saying, or is interested in what I'm saying, or likes my voice inflection or whatever, come on in and watch and hopefully be positive and hopefully share in the little community we have here. Because we kind of do. I see people hopping on. Good morning, Ryan. And a lot of times people, support each other. Somebody might come out and say, hey, they haven't had a drink in 187 days. And 5 people that are watching will congratulate them. And I know that encouragement's important for people when they're going through life and going down life's path. So it's kind of a fun little community. And I want it to stay positive, and I'm not going to, let people dirty the water for very long, I think a lot of people, I know for me, a lot of people view all viewers as good, and even you'll hear people say, like, the people that don't like your content watch longer, and your biggest fans. Yeah. But I'd rather enjoy it and enjoy the people I'm hanging with than hang with people that wish me ill. So, I don't know. Hello, Silk Prince, follow the live creator. Thank you. Good morning, JC Brown. And Robert Patrick admires the last journey I took. I was with a buddy yesterday. I went out to reached out to a friend of mine and wanted to see what he was up to. He owns a scooter, same one as I do. His is white, mine's black. And reached out to him, told him I was not really doing anything yesterday afternoon. I was hanging at a coffee shop, was wondering if he'd ridden his scooter. And he met me out at coffee. I asked, hey, you want some coffee? He goes, I'd rather go get a drink. You up for it? I go, sure. So we went to a bar down the street and sat outside, and we talked for a few hours, and it was really nice. I had Heineken Zeros. Hadn't had a non-alcoholic beer in a while, but it felt good to be out and being social and watching people and seeing some sporting events on TV, and kind of getting away from my regular nose to the grindstone, either working at the restaurant or working on my videos or working out, just kind of being social a little bit. And it felt really good. And we were talking about, he was asking me about Yellowstone and my favorite parts of it and how beautiful he thinks it is. And without a doubt, I said, riding my scooter there was my favorite part. Having my scooter there, the ride across the country was just amazing. And although I was in a position where I really didn't have to, I didn't really have a choice. I didn't have a car to drive. And I needed the job and I needed the housing that Yellowstone was providing. So I really didn't have a choice. But I told my buddy that I was thankful I had no choice, because had I had a choice, I might have taken the easier choice and driven the car and taken the highway and what have you. But it was a hell of an adventure. And I feel fortunate to have been on such an adventure and to have ridden through across the country and ridden back and seen Montana and seen South Dakota and gone through Sturgis and crossed the Mississippi River going east and west, and all while riding a scooter. Makes me smile just thinking about it. How did I deal with the physical and mental exhaustion on such a long journey? Well, a lot of times I'd whine. I'd go, I don't know if I'm scared. I can't make it. And I'd say it to a buddy, and they'd say, well, just go mile to mile, mile by mile. I go, okay, well, I guess I'll get back out there. So one step at a time. One step at a time. Really, I mean, there were a lot of days I go, I'm scared. I don't know if I can go. Oh, I was frozen yesterday on the ride. I'll tell you what, the ride out there was a heck of a lot harder than the ride back. I mean, and I crashed on the ride back. My ankle is still hurt, like 5 weeks later from a crash I had on the ride back. And still the ride back was easier. I think I was more confident in my riding. I think the weather was warmer. Who would have thought? It was late May. I spent a day riding it like through Wyoming, and it was like 41 degrees and kind of wet. I was cold. I didn't think I was going to make it several times. What kind of scooter? It is a Suzuki Bergman 400. And love it. It's got some scrapes on the side from where I crashed. It's got some duct tape on the left handlebar because the grip was kind of coming apart. Thought I'd fix it the old-fashioned way with a little duct tape. And love it as much as ever. And it's amazing vehicle because, I don't know, because I paid $2,300 for it like 7 years ago. And I've ridden it on average over 2,000 miles a year. I've changed the tires and I've changed the oil a few times, but the total maintenance on it, I don't know, $600 or $700 over those 7 years, and it gets 50 to 70 miles per gallon on gas. Doesn't complain. Starts right up. Got me across the country and back, and I'm thankful for that scooter that is a blessing on my life. Ryan asks, how's my new job going? It's going very well, thank you. I think it's the perfect job for me. It's a job that needed a guy that was willing to work, and it was a job that had hours for me to work. And it is a job that, again, there's a learning curve on almost everything we do, and I'm still scratching the surface on the learning. but I get better at every time I go, or most times that I go. And I'd say compensated well, and like the people I work with, and like my customers. So it's going real well. Thanks for asking. Let's have a little more coffee. It's cooling off. I'm going to go fill up some more. Hang with me. Oh, move a little slow. Moving a little slow. No reason to be moving slow. No reason. Pardon me. I noticed there was a little dust. A little more dust than I wanted on my air conditioner unit in front of me. So it took a little while to get my coffee, or if you thought it did, it's because I was getting a paper towel. Might as well clean off the windowsill while I'm here. Said it before, I'll say it again. A little cleaning is better than no cleaning at all. And more is usually better. I really mean that. And I mean that for almost everything in life. Little spirituality, little going to church, little working out, little cleaning, little forgiveness, little kindness, little love. It's better than none of any of the above. And more is usually better. Oh, it's nice and hot. And now I have a nice clean windowsill and AC unit to look down at as I'm sitting here getting comfy. Ryan wants to know, what am I doing for the new job? I'm waiting tables. I'm 56 years old. I wait at a fairly nice restaurant here in Naperville, Illinois. And kind of enjoy it, actually. I was talking to my buddy yesterday, and he was talking about his work and how he would rather not be crazy busy in what he does. He's very successful, but he'd rather do a great job for the customers he has than spread himself too thin. And I feel the same way when it comes to waiting tables, and he's in a totally different business, I promise you. I feel so good and enjoy it so much when I'm at a pace and a busyness where I feel like I'm doing a great job for my customers. But when I have customers, I don't know, waiting on their check or waiting for their drink or waiting for anything longer than I think is than I like, I feel I'm too busy. And I'd rather make less money and have 5 tables than make more money and have 7. Because I'd enjoy the job and I'd feel I'm doing a better job and I'd be prouder of, the work I'm doing, because I know I'd be doing a great job. And when I'm so busy, I'm frantic and I can't remember what customers, the who's who and who needs what and why is it taking so long to get a check. And I just, yeah, the money's better, but I don't enjoy it as much, and I don't feel I'm doing as good of a job. But I'll tell you what, if I have 4 or 5 tables and am not frantic, I'm a really good waiter, and I think people really enjoy dining with me. Yeah. Because I care. I want their experience to be good. And I do my best. So, and it's hard to do your best when you're overwhelmed. I mean, you still do your best, but your best isn't as good if you're overwhelmed. How do I maintain professionalism when I'm having a tough day personally? I try my best. I'm probably not perfect at it. I know while I was out in Yellowstone, I was having a hard day and realized I needed to return home and had gotten some news that I found off-putting about something going on back home. And I know I had a shorter fuse, and I had a small issue with a guy I work with that on a better day would have just been a small issue, but it was not a good day, and I let my temper get the better of me and responded negatively to somebody else. And I never would have liked what he said or the way he was acting or the way he was being, but we can't control what other people are doing. We can only control our response to what other people do and say and act. And, I don't like the way I responded. I certainly didn't like the way he was acting, and I still don't, or what he said. But again, I could have responded better. With customers, it's kind of easy. You put your work hat on and you go to work. And I think working hard is a nice distraction sometimes from stuff we might have going on at home. And I think sometimes in my life, there's been periods of my life where I've been a realtor for a long time. And it's sometimes in the real estate business, I found it hard to feel productive on a day-to-day basis. It'd be a Monday. I would have had been working all weekend or prospecting all weekend, and it's Monday morning, and I don't know anybody moving, and my job is to find somebody that needs my services. And I struggled finding a way to be productive in that line of business. And when you're not feeling productive, I think it's easy to let your personal stuff come to the forefront of your mind. And for me, whether it was working at Target, I worked at Target for 7 months last year after I left real estate, and just going in and knowing there were a bunch of boxes that needed opened and inventory that needed stocked on the shelves, and then the excess inventory needed stored away. Just knowing I had a job to do, even though it was kind of a simple job. No, I enjoyed a little bit. I enjoyed. Oh. So it's Monday morning. Woke up a little early today. I was kind of excited, though. I honestly wanted more sleep, and I still maybe aspire to a little bit more sleep. But I was talking about it a bit ago, putting various content on different social media platforms, and I've kind of seen some fruits to that. And I post different things on each social media platform. And this might change. This has only been going on for a couple days. But about 2 weeks ago, I started going live here on TikTok every day instead of alternating. And seeing that audience grow. And I'm posting longer videos here on TikTok. And occasionally those are doing real well. And had a video do really well the other day, and I woke this morning and I opened up the TikTok app, which, by the way, isn't a great habit. That's why it felt so nice going out with a buddy yesterday. I think I have a chance, it's easy for me to become over-focused on anything. And because, honestly, I need to make more money and need to move my life forward in a lot of different ways. I've been really focused on either waiting tables or editing videos because I see those as the answers to my financial situation. And maybe there is no answer to anything. And the only answer is faith. And that's what they were talking about in church yesterday. They were talking about things that are our priorities and our desire for financial stuff or power or acceptance or love. And it's putting other things in front of our faith. And that's where life can get us in trouble. And when we identify ourselves with certain things, and I've seen it in my own life, but we can identify ourselves with our financial success, or the car we drive, or the beautiful wife we have, or even our beautiful kids. And I know, again, during my first divorce, I identified myself as a happily married father of two beautiful girls. And I suddenly woke up divorced, and I woke up and I was terrified. I'm going, holy crap, who am I? Who am I? You know, that's a scary thought. So maybe when we put our thoughts or our identity on something like money or a car or a wife or a job, that's when we get in trouble. If followers want to see more about my day-to-day, what can they do? I don't know. Probably subscribe on all social media platforms. I don't know. What can they do? Does anybody want to see more about my day-to-day? I'm 33 and I hate my job and want to pursue my dream career, day trading. Am I too old to take risks? Well, first of all, you're certainly not too old. You're 33. You are 33. Your dream career, day trading, I'd throw some caution. You know, you chase your dreams. Chase your dreams. I had a dream of being a day trader and had some fun. And to be honest, I did it for a couple of years. And was a millionaire one day, day trading. I personally didn't like it, and it didn't matter how much money I had. I just didn't feel, it was neat and it was a rush. And you felt like, hey, all these guys are going to work and working hard and, happy to be making a few $100s on a day for 8 hours of work. I made a few $100s in 2 minutes, But I think that's kind of, like I said, for me it was a shallow feeling. And I wondered, no matter how much money I had, what are you going to do with it? Yeah, you're going to buy nice cars and nice houses and nice jewelry for your wife, but I don't know. I struggled with it. I didn't love it. But you chase your dreams. Are you too old to take risks? No, you're 33. Life's about taking risks. You always take risks. I got a buddy that calls it R&D, research and development. But it's just taking risks and trying different things and learning a little bit. And I tell you what, if you take a risk, you quit your job, you become a full-time day trader, and you fall on your face, I don't know, what are you going to do? You're going to get back up and maybe get a new job and, find yourself in a better position than you are today going into a job you hate every day. That can't be good. How did I follow all the stocks in the 90s without the quick updates we have today? Well, I'll tell you a couple things. First of all, we had computers in the 90s. Thank you very much. We didn't have them in our pocket on our phone, but I honestly think you're better off with a little bit of more distance. If you want to talk trading or investments, I think the biggest challenge most people have to making money in the markets is they watch it too closely. Honestly, you buy 10 grand of, General Motors stock, and they come out with a cool car, and suddenly your 10 grand is worth 15 grand, and you're going, wow, I'm up $5,000 or 50%. I'm going to cash in my chips. And again, I think people watch it too close, and I think that's why, despite the high fees, mutual funds over time and a 401k do the best, because you're not watching it that close. You're just putting in, a little bit of money every paycheck or once a month or whatever, and you're not watching the mutual funds very closely generally. And over time, you're going to make money in the market in a diversified portfolio. But if you're trying to trade in and out, I don't know. I think you watch it too closely. And then it becomes gambling. And when you're winning, it's easy to be smart. Yeah. And when the market's going up, it's easy to be smart. Yeah. Good morning, Cindy Strickland. How are you? How are you? Hello, Ricky T. Thank you for joining. Oh, Ricky T, I'm just winding up cup number 2. 6:15 on this Monday morning. Still kind of dark outside. I was talking about social media a little bit and and that might be boring, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Woke up this morning with a little bit of excitement because I posted a video here on TikTok that was called Dark Times, and it got a bunch of viewers, and I don't know, it's right around 30,000 views right now. But again, I'd like to do this. And I am doing it, but I'd like to have to rely less on the income I earn at the job I have, which is waiting tables, and be in a position where I could make choices and do whatever it is I want. And I'm just getting there. I'm just like I told my buddy, all right, if I work 5 days a week at the restaurant and make X number of dollars creating content, I can kind of keep my chin above the water a little bit. But if I make 2X creating content or 10X creating content, I'm going to be surfing. And I'm looking forward to doing a little surfing. I'll tell you what. Honestly, even waiting tables, it's certainly not glorious, but you tell people you're a waiter and you're 56 years old. You tell people you're a realtor, they'll think they still might have a negative response, but it's a different negative response. But I know I'm going to go to work tonight, and I know I'm going to make some money tonight. And as a realtor, I did not know that very often. And, sometimes we'd make a lot of money, but most of the times we wouldn't make any money. And some months we'd have huge months, but there'd be months where I didn't make any money. And if you put together a couple months where you don't make any money, or even 1 month, times can be tough, especially when you've been divorced and you got bills to pay. But anyway, having a lot of fun doing this content creation, and I think what I'm learning along the way is that each platform is a little different, and maybe if I treat them all a little differently, I can utilize them and get my message out to a bigger audience and not spend as much time ineffectively as I had been. Recovering from having a pacemaker put in on Friday. Well, Cindy, I hope you're doing okay. That sounds scary. I hope I don't, hope you're doing okay. Hope you're feeling okay. You're feeling okay enough to be on TikTok this morning. I hope I'm putting a smile on your pretty face down there in Alabama, I think. It's fun when you're on these shows for a while and you get people that over the years. We're not getting any younger, guys. We are not getting any younger. But we're getting better. We're getting wiser. We're getting smarter. We're feeling better. We're forgiving ourselves more. We're more determined. And we're more thankful, most importantly. And I hope Cindy Strickland, despite her I'll bet you I know her spirit, despite her health issues, is thankful for the health she does have and thankful for the friends she does have and thankful for the day. Lisa Smith, my ankle is still sore. I'm not sure it's ever going to be 100% again. I fell on it when I crashed my bike, and I thought it was just a sprain that would go away. I've had badly sprained ankles before playing basketball where you roll them really bad, and I'll tell you what, that can be extremely painful. There might be some damage in there. Had a friend reach out saying, hey, we still haven't played pickleball. There's a reason I hadn't played pickleball with them. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure it's fun. I might use my ankle as an excuse. Still hurting. Can't make it to the pickleball court. But let's have a little more coffee. Oh. But I'm back to work tonight. Had 3 days off and was so enjoying those 3 days off. I think, again, things happen for a reason. And I took these 3 days off. I was planning to go out of town this weekend, but it didn't end up happening. So I had to fill it with productive activities, and I filled it with productive activities and learned a lot about content creation and posted a lot of good videos. And also had some time yesterday afternoon to hang out with a buddy I hadn't seen for a while and spend some time just kind of talking and catching up and sitting on a patio in a bar that I used to hang out at and enjoying some conversation with a friend and enjoying a beautiful Sunday afternoon in September. And I think it felt good for me to put my phone down for a while and just kind of have my feet up and sipping a Heineken Zero and listening to my buddy talk and talking as well. And yeah, it was nice. I don't know if I have any more to say. And I know I don't have any more coffee in my cup. I could get more coffee. It doesn't mean I'll have more to say. Maybe it's time for, what's the song? When Mr. Rogers ends. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. All right. Well, I got two people, but I'm still thinking of the Mr. Rogers song. Now it's time. Da-da-da-da. Say goodbye to all of you, and I'll be back. I don't know the words. I will too. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? And again, I just made up the words, but I'm pretty sure Mr. Rogers had a song when he was ending his show that he would sing every day. And I don't remember the words to the song. But it's how he ended his show every day. JC Brown said she just heard that song. And Tara said, yes, can't recall the words either. Hello, Brian. How are you? I'll be back. Yeah, I don't know. And I think he heads out. His show, he's like comes in at the beginning, puts on his little cardigan and on his slippers and kind of hangs out at home for a while and does his show. And then after like an hour, he leaves his house. I wonder if he's just on a lunch break from whatever he supposedly does. I'll be back when the day is new. That's right, Tara. That is right. That is so right. And the day is new. Maybe I should incorporate a song at the end of my show. Maybe I just have. Maybe I should learn the words to that one. End every show with me singing goodbye to you all and enjoying some coffee, walking out the door. Don't know where I would go out that door. Although I don't know where Mr. Rogers went. It was probably out just onto the set. What was his mailman's name? Forget his mailman's name. But he'd come and visit him. Yeah. King Friday or something like that. Where he went to the make-believe land with a train. Remember the little train? Went behind the wall and he'd do little puppets. Wow. Sometimes you wish you could go back and you feel bad for those that, I don't know, didn't have the same childhood memories we did or I did. And yeah. You know, I'm sure kids these days still have childhood memories, or at least I hope they do. You know, those pleasant thoughts, like I'm reminiscing about Mr. Rogers right now. And, I don't know, maybe kids of 20 years ago thought of the Transformers. And maybe I'm dating myself. Maybe it was longer ago than 20 years ago. Maybe I have fond memories of different things. Land Before Time or whatever. Again, I'm probably dating myself with that as well. Hold on one sec. I used to sing the goodbye song to my kids from Bear in the Big Blue House. Now I do it. Hold on 1 minute. I'll be back when the day is new. Mr. McFeely, somebody said. Yes, it was Mr. McFeely, I think. Yeah, was the mailman. He always seemed very busy, that mailman did. Bear in the Big Blue House. I am not familiar with Bear in the Big Blue House. It's weird. How old our kids are, it also depends how connected we are to shows of today. And I have a soft spot in my heart for the Wiggles because my two older girls, when they were young and they'd come over to my house or stay at our house, I guess no, we were still together at that time, but we used to watch the Wiggles a lot. Still kind of like the Wiggles. Travel Buddies thinks I need to change my shoes out. Well, I do have a pair of slippers that I will pop on from time to time. I got a few people talking about the song Fruit Salad. Yummy, yummy. When I was in Yellowstone, most of the people I was working with were, in their early 20s, and we served fruit salad. And every time I'd take a scoop, I couldn't help but think, fruit salad? And then anybody that heard me would say, yummy, yummy, because they were of that same age, kind of as similar age to my older girls, when the Wiggles were really popular. Yeah. What was on my Mariano's salad? I had a very healthy lunch. Every once in a while, I'll be driving by or riding by, in my case, the Mariano's here in Naperville, and I'll go, I live in an extended stay. I eat fruit at home and random things. I could probably use a nice healthy salad. So let's go into Mariano's, which is a nice grocery store in our area. And they have a really nice salad bar that charges like by the pound. It's like $7.99 a pound. And what did I have yesterday? I'm kind of when I find something I like, I don't mix it up too much. There's slight variations, but I'll usually go in and get a couple types of lettuce as the bed, and the meats are on the far right of the salad bar, and I'll usually grab some strips of ham and sometimes some tuna, and some crab meat is pretty much always, and may or may not add some bacon bits or bacon to that, and kind of work my way to the cheeses. And yesterday, I was really struggling with my decision. Should I go with the blue cheese or the feta cheese? And I went with the blue cheese yesterday. That was a good call. Then I'll usually add a couple vegetables and finish it off with some olives and croutons and some dressing. I had the balsamic vinaigrette. And I'll tell you what, I think it was like £1.50, so it costs just under $12. But it was delicious. It was delicious. Golden Queen wants... I'm always sort of cautious saying anyone's names because a lot of people pick kind of funny names that make you say weird things. But I don't think Golden Queen is a funny name. We'll just assume it's a normal name. As normal as Golden Queen might be. But they wanted to know how tall I was, and I'm 6'2". Thank you for asking. RJ wants to know, how are hard-boiled eggs okay in salad? I'll tell you what, I've got some thoughts on that. I think hard-boiled eggs are great in salad. However, when you're paying $7.99 a pound, a hard-boiled egg isn't a very good deal. It's not a very good deal because probably 3 hard-boiled eggs-ish might weigh a pound, and I'm just ballparking. So what you're doing is you're spending $8 for 3 hard-boiled eggs. It's not a good deal. If you're really frugal, what you should do is load up on the blue cheese because that stuff's expensive when you buy it, in the store. Ooh, it is Cheap Chicken Monday. It is Cheap Chicken Monday. Go to another grocery store that offers awesome fried chicken for like $7.99 for 8 pieces. And on Monday, it's $5.99. I have to get out of this extended stay. I hate to say, I'm comfortable by myself. I almost was going to say I need a woman. And that's wrong. You shouldn't need a woman. You should be content in who you are and bring the best version of yourself to whatever relationship you are in. However, with me, when I go to the grocery store, I kind of get what I get. And oftentimes what I get and what I make isn't even that healthy. And because of that, I buy a lot of fruit because, I don't know, fruit's pretty healthy and stays pretty well, but I'm missing out on the well-rounded meals here in my extended stay living by myself. So while yes, I do miss the companionship of a woman or going on a date or going to see a movie or going to get a cup of coffee, what I really need is somebody to cook for me. Prepare me healthy foods. Alice, what are we having for dinner tonight? Oh, Mr. Brady, I made beef stew and a salad. Perfect, Alice. That's what I need. Like real food. Because Cheap Chicken Monday is just too appealing to me. Because it's fried chicken. And oftentimes I won't even get like a side. And I'll sit and eat like 6 pieces of fried chicken. Tell you what. Might not be good for me, but I'll have a smile on my face as I'm eating those 6 pieces of fried chicken. Oh. Yeah. but it is Monday morning. It is just after 6:30. I'm excited about my day. My day's simple because I'm working tonight. Doesn't mean it's easy, but it's simple. And I'm starting work just after 3 o'clock. And I'll probably be at the restaurant, 7 hours tonight and do fairly well and work hard and hopefully have a really good attitude and hopefully have some happy customers. Make some decent money, and that kind of lays out a big chunk of my day. But between now and then, I have a lot I'd like to get done. I'd like to feel good, like to be calm, be at peace, feel content, feel joyous despite my circumstances. Like to find maybe an hour to make it to the gym and get a workout in, and find a little time to post some videos and grow the content creation aspect of what I'm doing right now. And kind of looking forward to getting at it. And feel great about the weekend I had. Feel great about the week I have going forward. Feel great about the coffee in my cup. And feel good that just wrapping up my show on a Monday morning. And looking forward to my day. So one more sip of coffee. Oh, I want to thank you so much for joining on this Monday. I really do appreciate you. Hope your coffee is good. Hope your coffee is plentiful. Hope your coffee is hot. And if you're really lucky, you're drinking the pumpkin spice. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Hope you're excited about your Monday. Somebody asked, would I remarry again in the future? Third time. I'd probably get married again. I think I've had enough kids. I think 4 kids is a good number. But I'd probably get married again. I think I'd be in a more healthy place. Hopefully I'd bring a better version of myself to whatever relationship I get in next. And I'm not in a rush to be in a relationship. And, I think as they talk about in church, the most important relationship you have is that with God. And I don't want to get too spiritual, but I'm kind of defining what that means to me. And I think whatever relationship I get into next, hopefully I'll bring a healthier version of me. Because certainly I probably brought a screwed up version of me to my previous relationships. Just ask them. But anyway. Again, I want to thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you guys. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I hope you're enjoying your morning. Hope you're excited about your day. Hope you're feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.